Good morning. I'm Diana Dalbotten, and I'm with the St. Anthony Falls Laboratory at the University of Minnesota. I am part of the Diversity and Inclusion Working Group for the Ecological Forecasting Initiative, and you can see here our other participants. I'm going to talk about what we've been doing in our working group over the past year almost. And so we recognize, first of all, that a diverse community brings different expertise and experience into ecological forecasting, which we see as a great benefit to the scientific community as a whole and to our particular community, and we welcome all participants. We're using an iterative approach that not only works for ecological forecasting, but we think works in diversity as well, where we continually engage with different people, get input, revise what we're doing, and hopefully become a more diverse community. So when we started doing this, we were very interested in creating a strategic plan for the diversity efforts for the Ecological Forecasting Initiative. And our motivation for this is to bring both our minds and our hearts into the work we're doing, but to do it in a way that we can work from a position of knowledge, that we can create a great pathway for increasing diversity and inclusion in the community, and develop concrete steps we can take towards figuring out what the issue is and how to approach it and how to get the job done. We think that that kind of a planned approach is what's needed in order to actually make progress. So one of the things that we did is broke that down into steps. And our step number one, we consider to be identifying and clarifying the problem. And that's both looking at barriers and potential solutions, figuring out what some of our goals are. And one of the complications with the FE community is that it's so multidisciplinary and brings people in from many different majors and disciplines. And so one of the things we're trying to do is to figure out what disciplines we should look into when we consider what diversity looks like within our group. We know that we have a long way to go towards making our meetings more diverse, but figuring out where exactly we're at is a little more complicated. And one of those things that we're trying to do is get good statistics that show us where we're at, and so that we can move forward from a knowledge base. And then also identify and read pertinent literature in the field of diversity and inclusion as related to ecological forecasting, and then compile it and bring it to the community on our website. An important aspect of diversity is to be a diverse group working on diversity. And so one of the things we're trying to do is identify who else should potentially be involved in this process and make a plan to bring them in. And this is a step that should be done probably at all points in the strategic planning process. As you move along, you hopefully are involving a more diverse group. And also, we need to involve all the members of our own community, and we need you to be involved. And we invite you to be involved by joining this working group. And there'll be more information later in the presentation about how you can go about becoming a part of that working group. As we gain more information, we hope to identify possible solutions, and not only solutions in general, such as creating better curriculum, providing research experiences, having scientists move into the schools, and all of the other great things that people do when they work on diversity, but also identifying what solutions work particularly for the ecological forecasting community. What is some of the low-hanging fruit? What are some of the things that we're already doing where we might be able to combine efforts, work together, or make them more widespread? What's working, what's not working, what's already been done, what hasn't been done? These are some of the questions that I think need to be sorted out so that the community as a whole can work together to figure out what the next steps are. And finally, what we hope we're moving to is the possibility to form collaborations and seek funding to carry out new programs, new possibilities, and to make things happen. And where we are right now, Well, we've been currently working mostly in step one, identifying the problem, and step two, identifying and recruiting partners. One of the things we've been working on is a survey that we've put together to try to identify what majors are most pertinent to the Ecological Forecasting Initiative community right now. And that's at the bottom of this list here. You can see where you can go ahead and take the survey yourself and help us point to some of the majors and disciplines that are most pertinent to our group. Another thing we've been doing, as I said, is compiling literature, which should soon be available on our website. And we've created, in fact, an FE website for diversity that's pointed to here on this list as well. And finally, working to identify and recruit partners, we're hoping that you can join us. So go in and take the doodle poll to join future calls, and we can try to make it at a time when all of us can be involved.